Okay, we're in the middle of a sugya. We have machlokes between Rabbi and the Chachamim vis-a-vis shvach that comes memela. We know that a bechor does not get pishnayim biroi, something that could possibly come. He does not get pishnayim. He gets pishnayim in muchsik, whatever the deceased, his father was holding on to it, or labdaf his father in the property. What he had to be muchsik, he had to be holding on to it. And what about shvach that memela is going to come? Shvach that memela is going to come. In other words, that you don't have to go ahead and produce it. It happens automatically. What that seems to be a machlokes between the Chachamim and Rabbi. The Chachamim say it doesn't make a difference. It's still considered roi, and the bechor would not get pishnayim. And according to Rabbi, you would get pishnayim. You would get pishnayim. We saw yesterday a machlokes. Rabbi Yehuda said in the name of Shmuel that a bechor does not take pishnayim by a halva. A halva is considered roi, and therefore you do not get pishnayim. The Gemara wants to know who is Shmuel saying that according to. If it's saying according to the Rabbanon, that would seem to be pashit, something he's holding on to. That shvach comes memela, is considered roi. Certainly a milva which you did not have in your possession should be considered roi. Ella, it must be according to Rabbi. That Rabbi would say that is halva is considered what is considered roi. The Gemara then rejects that, and it said the Gemara rejects that and says it can't be according to Rabbi because we have later on it says that a bechor would yarshin if they yarshin a star. If they yarshin a star, the bechor would get pishnayim in that. So 1 second, a star coming afterwards should be no different than a hava, so it doesn't come out according to anybody. Therefore, we said because of that question that Shmuel's statement was said according to the Rabbanon. L'chayr, it seems to be pashit then. There's a svara to say that you might think that a milva bishtar is commanded gav yadami. It's already collected, and since it's collected, it would be considered muchzik. I'm holding on to it. Kamash malon, it's not considered muchzik. Okay, let's start again from.
Make sure the chayv is updated right before it's filed.
Right. Let's start from sholchem itam, parallel to the Taisus Nador Tamayu. So this we'll chazir this over. Sholchem itam. They sent from Babel to Eretz Yisrael the following shaila. But on Daf Kuf Chav Daled Amid Beis, Kuf Chav Daled Amid Beis, and parallel to the Tosfos Nardoi, the second Tosfos in the bottom, parallel to that, one line down. Sholchem itam. They sent from Babel to Eretz Yisrael. Bechor noitel pishnayim b'milva avaloi beribis. So obviously this is a halva that was a guy. You lent money to a Gentile, and you charged him ribis. You charged him interest, which is totally permitted. Totally permitted. So now it comes after the death of the father. Now shows up this halva. So this does the bechor get? So it says the sholchem itam in the milva he would get, in the ribis he wouldn't get. And we saw the Rashbam yesterday. The ribis is not in the world at all. It's not part of Enkein the halva, which he gave him money was so therefore it's considered muchsik as opposed to the ribis, which is not. So he makes this distinction between the halva and ribis. Liman ilain l'rabbanon hashta shvacha dasa b'shusei am rabbanon delay shakol milvami boy. So it can't be. The Chachamim would say in the halva you also don't get the bechor should not get pishnayim. The halva should be considered roi. Elul must be l'Rebbe. Now, if it's according to Rebbe, why would you not get the ribis? Well, Rebbe, ribis loy v'atanya Rebbe yomer bechor notel pishnayim bein b'milva bein b'ribis. Bechor does get pishnayim, sai b'milva, sai b'ribis. So we have a problem, guys. We have a sholchem itam. They sent the following, and they made a distinction between the halva, which is considered muchzik, and the bechor would get pishnayim, and the ribis, which is not. Right? Who's it according to? According to Rabbanon, you shouldn't even get the halva. According to Rebbe, you should even get in the ribis. Guys, okay? You should even get ribis. So Rabbanon here, and there's a distinction between ribis and halva. Well, milva commanded gav yadami, and milva is like it's collected. Mashen came the ribis, which was never part of the original loan, that is not considered collected. So right now we're holding the sholchem itam says according to the Chachamim, a halva would be muchsik. This, guys, is not like Rav Yehuda and Shmuel. Again, it's very important to go ahead. In the middle of the page, Rav Yehuda and Shmuel, Ein bechor noitel pishnayim b'milva. That's the rabbanon. That's the rabbanon. Rebbe said you would. That's the rabbanon. Here we have a sholchem itam the rabbanon. You would collect the halva. So the sholchem itam from Eretz Yisrael is in contrast to Shmuel. I'm Rabbi Yehuda Mishmuel. Guys, you got it? Rabbi Yehuda Mishmuel says halva is considered roy. The sholchem itam says halva is considered muksik. Those are the ground level for the share. This is we're spreading it on the bottom. So you have a machloikis between the sholchem itam and Rabbi Yehuda in the name of Shmuel. Only Ravacha barav l'Ravina. Ikla Amema Asrin. Amema came to that place. B'darish b'char noitel pishnayim b'milva avaloi b'ribis. This is l'chayra like the sholchem itam. In the halva you would get, but you would not get what in the ribis. Amalei. So Ravina said to Rav Acha. So Ravina said to Rav Acha. Ravina said to Rav Acha that nardoi litamayu. This is nardoi. Go according to their reasoning. These are noi. This is the nardoi going to their reasoning. So the Rav Nachman was from nardoi, and Rabba. So we're going to see right now. The Army Rabba says, what did the estate collect that is getting pishnayim? Is there a distinction between the halva being paid up with cash or being paid up with karka? So again, you have a halva that's coming, guys. The halva is coming in. Says the narda, says the sholchem itam, says that, and that what? That in the milva itself, not the rib, even the ribis. They said even the ribis you would get. Sign halva, sign the ribis. That's what they darshan. I didn't say ribis, not the ribis, excuse me, not the ribis. So you would get now. What is being paid up that is getting pishnayim? Is there a difference between karka and money? Which would appear to be more muchsik? Again, guys, when we say the bechor, using terminology, when you say the bechor gets pishnayim, what are you saying? That it's muchsik, it's not roy. Good? Halva by nature, usually money is milva lohit sadnitnu. You take the money and you go. Now, the chayv is there, but the money's not. Versus a lien on the karka, right? There's a lien on the karka, which would think that, oh, you made a loan, there's a lien on the karka, that's b'shatz. So maybe the deceased is holding on to it. And therefore, since the deceased is holding on to it, it's more muchsik, and then you get pishnayim. Or I can go in the other direction. I could say, there's no guarantee you're going to get karka. You only get karka if he defaults on the loan and he doesn't have what to pay with you cash. But cash is king, right? So in other words, there's two ways to go ahead and say you're more muchsik. Is it karka's more muchsik and you get pishnayim, or money? And that's the machloikas between Rabba. That's the machloikas between Rabba and Rav Nachman. So again, the first statement, the bechor will get pishnayim not only in the halva, but even the ribis. Even the ribis. You will, not the ribis. Not the ribis. In the halva, yes, not the ribis. Good. Now, in the halva itself, that you're saying is got pishnayim because it's muchsik, is it a svara that karka is more muchsik or cash is more muchsik? You could hear either way. And that's what exactly the Gemara is going to say right now. But again, no, of course not. Again, there's no guarantee, and usually ribis is if you don't pay in time. You're at the end of the line. So no, it's not there at all. So you have a 29% APR on a credit card, right? Doesn't mean you're muchsik on that 29. That's only if you don't pay it. So adarab, it's ribis. No one would say ribis is considered muchsik. Again, no one says it over here. According to Rabbi, we want to say Rabbi might say it, but again, that's neither here nor there. Understanding the Gemara. So now, says the Gemara. So Amalei. So Ravina said back to Rav Acha bar Rav. Said back to him, Nardoy l'tamayu the Ama Rabba. Gavu karka, if they collect for the loan karka yeshloi, then he has pishnayim. Gava mois ein loi. Rav Nachman Amar, Gava mois yeshloi, Gava karka ein loi. So machloikis between Rabba and Rav Nachman, what's considered more muchsik, what's considered more roy. So according to Rabba, karka is considered more, and according to Rav Nachman, money is considered more. Good, guys. That's the framework for the share. So Amalei. Abaya l'Rabba, says Abaya to Rabba, l'didoch kosha, l'Rav Nachman kosha. I got a kasha on you that you say that karka yes and mois no. I got a kasha of Nachman that says mois yes, karka no. What's the kasha? Amid Aleph, Maishna mois deloi. Why is mois not considered muchsik? Deloi the lav hani mois shavik avuin. This money was not left by the father. Milva's light son didn't know, guys. So in other words, you're not muksik in the cash. You're not muksik in the cash. The money you're getting back, the father didn't have. If that's the case, karka nami lav hay karka shavik avuhin, right? This karka, what the father didn't leave him. You're only getting this karka if he defaults on the loan. In other words, if the loiva wanted to pay up cash, you wouldn't get this karka. So again, you Rav Nachman who say, right? You Rav Nachman, you Rabba who say, karka yes, money no. What's the reason money not? Guys, what's the reason money not? Because that money that you're getting paid now is not the money that was there before. There's no guarantee you'd get karka either. You'd only get karka if he defaults on the loan and doesn't pay you cash. So that also should be considered what, Roy? But yet you say you get pishnayim from the karka. That's the kasha by Yes Rabba. Says Rabba, you will get pishnayim from the karka. Why? If you don't get it from cash, you shouldn't get it from karka either. You're not muchsik in it. V'oid. In addition, I'll show you that karka is not considered muchsik. You Rabba say karka is muchsik. Okay, guys, outside. This is the Amid base. Guys, this is the Amid base, but I have to foreshadow you the case. A guy wrote in his will that he wants his property, let's say that's one piece of land, to go to his grandmother. He wants it to go to his grandmother. And after the grandmother dies, it should go to his heir. In other words, if the grandmother inherits it, when she dies, it's going to go to her family. So what he's doing is he's ensuring that it goes to her, she uses it, but when she dies, it should go to my heirs. It should go to my yarshim. Good. He had a daughter. He had a daughter. Good. He died. The grandmother inherited it. Who is going to inherit the grandmother? His daughter. That's his heir. Good. However, she died. She died before the grandmother. The daughter died. Now the husband of the daughter wants to inherit the grandmother. The husband of the daughter wants to go ahead and inherit the grandmother. Okay, right? So now we know a Baal not inherit Roy, only Muchsik. So if you hold, fellas, that the Baal will not inherit his wife, it must be why? Because the karka is considered Muchsik. So says Abaya, I've proven to you, Rabba, that land that comes in is considered Roy, not Muchsik. And therefore, how could you say you get Pishnayim from the land? I hope you got that case. Okay, that's the case. That's the case. V'oid, Mistaba Taima, B'nei Marava, it's Mistaba Taima, the Mistaba Taima of the B'nei Marava, who in the case of the Saba, right, that it's considered Roy and not Muchsik. The Kodim Sabsa Vizovna, because if the grandmother would have gone ahead and sold it, Zvina, it's considered a sale. So guys, the fact that she could sell it shows that it's hers, not the daughter's. So obviously the daughter gets the Jarvishit, it must be Roy and not Muchsik. Okay, so guys, so he asked two kashas on Rabbah. Let guys outside. said Sholchim Itam. What did they say? Sholchim Itam. What did they say? that the Bechor gets Pishnayim and a Milva, but not the Ribbis. Says Rav Nachman, you know when he gets Pishnayim? If they collect for the Halva land. But if they collect cash, no. Freg Abaya to Rabba, two kashas. One, the reason cash doesn't work because it's not the same cash. Karkas, there's no raya you're going to get karka that this guy's the good you had a lien, but you had no raya you're going to get it because if he would have given you cash, he wouldn't have killed karka. And a second kasha, we have a case of a sapsa, of a grandmother, who after she dies is supposed to go to a daughter. The daughter predeceases. The husband wants to go ahead and inherit his wife. We know a husband does not inherit his wife in Roy, and he doesn't inherit. Is a raya that what? That the land is considered Roy and not Muchsik. So why, if you say Karka, you would get Pishnayim. That's the two kashas of Baya is what? Is Rav Nachman. Now, in es Rabba, excuse me, es Rabba. The Rav Nachman kasha. Now, guys, what did Rav Nachman say? Karka no, cash yes. Right? That Rav Nachman said karka no, cash yes. The Rav Nachman kasha, Maishna karka deloi, the lav ha karka shavik avuin, because he didn't leave him any land. Again, there's no raya he's going to get it. Mois nami, lav hani mois shavik avuin. So the same question the other way. In other words, it's the inverse question that Rabbi Rabbi is asking what Rav Nachman. So you, Rav Nachman, hold kish yes and land no. The reason land no is because it's not the land. The muscle is also not the mice. V'oid ha'amar Rav Nachman amar Rabbi Ravua Yisoimim shegavu karka b'chayvus aviyin Yisoimim who collect karka for the chayv of their father bal chayv chayzer v'goyv mehen. The Baal Chayv goes ahead and collects from them. So what do you see? You see that what? That l'chayra, it is considered what? It is considered muhsik, or else why would he collect it? Or else why would we collect it? So in other words, you hold karka no, l'chayra karka yes. We have to answer the kasha, we'll see in a second. Okay, so guys, two kashas. Abaya to Rav Nachman. One, if you say kish yes, karka also should be less, and the karka is no, care should also be no. And Sveitens, we see that karka yes, because if the Yosimim do collect land, then what? Then the Baal Chayv could go ahead and collect from the Yosimim. If the Yosimim would have bought land, there's no way the Baal Chayv is collecting. Guys, the Baal Chayv is of the Tata. He's collecting from the Yosimim. It must be that the land was considered the Tata's. Or else how could they collect? If they would have bought land stamazai, there's no way the Baal Chayv is collecting. Eli, you see that you can collect, it must be because the land is considered muhsik in the possession of the father. So therefore, I'm asking you a kasha, Rav Nachman. How can you say that he doesn't get pishnayim in land? Okay, so you know what the answer is going to be, guys? The answer is going to be both of us hold they don't collect anything. We hold the Bechor doesn't get pishnayim in the milva, whether it's karka, whether it's mois. Both Rabba and Rav Nachman both hold you don't get anything. They were saying loite sholchami tam, who says you do collect milva. Each one says a svara. Why I say that their din is only by Rabbi says by land, and Rav Nachman says I say a svara the land is only what by money. So in other words, that's the teretz. Says the Gemara. Amalei. So Rabbi says back to Abaya. Loyal di kasha, loyal Rav Nachman kasha. Taima de Bnei Marava kamrinon. We're saying the svara in the Bnei Marava who say you would collect pishnayim. We're saying the svara. Vilon loy svirle, but we don't hold that way. We hold sai karka and sai what money. He doesn't get pishnayim. Why? Because it's roy. But loyte chachamim who says it's milva, that milva is muhsik. It depends. I, Rav Nachman, say only money, and Rabbah says even only land. He says only land. Now, so here's a kasha. Loit Rav Nachman, guys, Loit Rav Nachman, if you say that by halva you don't collect land, so how could you soimim how can a Baal Chayv collect the land from the assignment? How could the Baal Chayv collect land from the assignment? Guys, outside. Guys, eye contact for a second. Eye contact for a second. The last kasha on Rabba, you Rabba said on Rav Nachman, you said karka not, right? I'm proving you karka, yes, because the Baal Chayv can come and collect from the assignment. But now you're telling me, Rav Nachman, I hold what? Rav Nachman holds what? Whether it's money or karka, you don't collect. So how could they collect from the assignment, right? That's kasha we have to ask. So let's look at the Rashbam. You see this big Rashbam. Okay, I don't know how to tell you to find this. I could say 30 lines up. No, it's I'd say past the halfway point. About 5-7 lines past the halfway point. Umi mishabdi lebal chayv umishani. Those are the first words on the line of the Rashbam. Mi mishabdi lebal chayv umishani. Shani hasam. The amalu bal chayv davuin ki hechi de mishabed lei hahu loiva lavuchan. Just like that loiva was mishubed to your father. Hachanami mishabed ledidi mid Reb Nasan. We have Reb Nasan's din. Guys, shibuded the Reb Nasan. If A owes B, B owes C, A owes C. Not AOC. I know. Maybe Bes Hashem in a few days. Maybe she might be relegated to being a squad member instead of. Okay, anyway, let's not get political here. But guys, watch. Really, halva is considered roy. Then you pishnayim. Here's the thing. Your father was owed money by Ruvain. Your father owed me money. So if Ruvain owes, if he owes your father and your father owes me, then he owes me. So no, it's called Shibud Reb Nasan. If A owes B and B equals C, then A can collect from C. Good. That's so. In other words, don't think it's a din in Roy. That has nothing to do with Roy. Muhsik. It's not muhsik. In other words, it's not muhsik. It's not muhsik. But the ability to collect is through the Shibud Reb Nasan. Okay. So let's just okay. Let's just go quickly what we said this evening. Okay. They said from Eretz Yisrael the following, that if you go ahead and you in the estate inherits a halva, and there's from a guy, and there's ribbis in there, right? You don't collect the ribbis, you do collect alva. You do collect alva. Says Rabbi, it's provided it's paid up in cash, in land. Says Reb Nachman, provided it's paid up in cash. Good. We asked kashas on both of them, and they answered, you're right. We both hold. Sai Reb Nachman and Sai Rabbi would hold. By milva, you don't get pishnayim. Whether it's cash, whether it's karka, you get nothing. You don't get pishnayim in that. What are we talking about? Loit the shita of the sholchem itam that you would collect alva. I and Rav Nachman have a machlokes. Rabbi hold that's only if it's land, right? Because again, it's there, it's meshubed, the lien is there, and therefore it's considered more muksik. And he holds that no, he holds its money is more muksik. Good, it's not the same cash, but money you gave and money you're owed, and therefore that's a svara. We asked the kasha. Okay, very good. That's what we're holding. Now, what's the case of the Saba? What's the case of the Saba that we just quoted? It says, my Sabsa, Dahu da Amalahu, Amid base. Adu da Amalahu, Nichse le Sabsa, the Nechasim should be to the grandmother, Ubasra li Yarsoy, and afterwards to my Yarshim. Again, if it stays by the grandmother, it's going to go to her. You know, it's going to go to her family, not his family. It's not. Habilehu Barta. He had a daughter. The Habina Siva, that she was what? She was married. Shchiva b'chayi baila. She died in the lifetime of her husband, u'b'chayi sapsa, and in the lifetime of the grandmother. Basa the shchiva sapsa, after the grandmother died, Asa Baal came along the husband of the daughter, and Kotava was being Toveya, and he wanted to collect it. Okay, so now he wanted to bring a raya. That's a raya that since he doesn't collect, that it's not considered muhsik, right? That was the kasha on Rabbah. Amra Afuna liyarse. He said after the sabsta's death, it should go to the yarse. In this case, the daughter. Yarse, and even to the one who inherits the daughter, meaning her husband. So Rav Huna would say that what? That the husband does collect. The husband does collect. That's Yarse Yarse. That he does collect. Okay. Now we don't know the reason for Rav Nachman over here. As of yet, we don't know the reason, as we'll see. Rav Anan Omar liyarsoi v'lo liyarsi yarsoi. Only him, only tahar in this case, and not to the Baal. Sholchum mitam. They sent from Babel to Eretz Yisrael. Hilchas agabasi de Rav Anan, that the husband doesn't collect. However, v'lav mitamoi, but not according to their reasoning, but not according to their reasoning. Right. Let's see the Rashbami, I guess. Rav Anan Omar liyarsi v'lo liyarsi yarsoi. V'ochi kamar. Basra, after the death of the grandmother, liyarsi should go to my yarshim. Lo isa yarshim shiyuli. Those yarshim there are to me. Ba'olam. B'shash Thomas as a kana. And he noisines nechasai kigoin. Ma'isa bita kayemes. If his daughter was alive, then she would get it. Oyachiv. But if his daughter's dead, his brothers would get it, but not the husband. Oyaviv, or his father. Again, that's the pecking order, right? Not really. The chol elu ani kar behen yarsoi. All these I call my yarshim. Avaloi ben bitoi, but not the daughter, the son of his daughter. Why? The hainu yarsi yarsoi, because that's the Irish of the Irish. Shemikoyach bitoi hu bali Irish I say, because he's coming mikoyach the daughter. Valoi lebaila, but not the baila. Why? The iunami yarsi yarsoi. The yarsoi dafka kama. He wanted his Irish. Oisin aboy mikoychi, the one that comes from my strength. But not the one that comes from my strength in this case, his daughter. Where there is no Yarshim after the death of the Zakena, it's going to remain by the Zakena and her Yarshim. Okay, anyway, weiter. So that therefore we have machlokes. According to Rav Huna, the Baal would collect because Yarsoy is lav dafka. It's even koyach koyachai. According to Rav Nan, not. Eretz Yisrael agreed with Rav Nan. Okay, Eretz Yisrael, but however lav mitamoy. The ilu Rav Nan savar afagav dahavi lebra lebarte lo yoris. Guys, let's go. Guys, look at me. Yesh neichlin. Guy, father dies. Who inherits him? Son dies, but has a son. Son inherits. Ida's a daughter. Don't make a difference, right? So now, Loy Rav Anan, let's say this daughter who died would have had a son. No, Loy Rav Anan, only the Irish and not the Irish. So that's what it means. The halach is like Rav Anan, but not because his reasoning. Because his reasoning was it had to be the first Irish, not the second one. That's the lashon, guys. So again, inside the Gemara, the halach is like Rav Anan. Avagav dahavi lebra the barte lo yaris, right? Velohi. It's not true. The ilu havi lebra lebartoi. If there was a son to to his daughter, a granddaughter, vada yaris. Ubal hainu taimel lo yarish. And the reason the Baal's not Yarish, guys, is not because he's a Yarish of a Yarish. Yishum nahavi le'roi. Ve'eina Baal noit le'roi kibim mochsik. In other words, in the Havamina we held, the reason he's not getting because he's a second generation inheritor. That's not true. he's not a second generation. You would get. The reason you're not getting it's Roy, and the Baal doesn't get Roy. It's not getting it's Roy. That's why you're not getting. It's considered Roy, and therefore what? And therefore you're not getting. Okay, so that's Geshmak. Okay. Now, Fred the Gemara Kasha. Now, according to Rav Huna, so the Baal would get because Irish. But it's Roy. Okay, Fred the Gemara Kasha. Mechlal, we can infer. The Rav Huna who said before that the Baal would get Sava Shebal Noitel Baroy Kim Mochsik. Guys, no one argues on that. Amar Balaza, Davaz Niftach Bigedoilim. This whole Shaila began with the Gedoilim, meaning who? Who's the Gadol? Rav Huna. Vinistayim Biktanim. and it's ending with the katanim. Who's the katanim? Him, Rebbe Lazar. In other words, I'm going to answer Rav Huna. I'm going to answer again. What's the kasha Rav Huna? Like Rav Huna, you're going to get Beroy. Doesn't make any sense. Says the Gemara, anyone who says, my nechasim are to you, and afterwards just go to so and so, ka'omer is if it says, may achshav dami. So now, what did he say, guys? What did he say? I'm giving my will. I'm giving it to my grandmother, and after my grandmother should go to my Irish. Good. So kol oimer today it's yours. V'achrech leploini is keilu oimer may achshav dami. So we'll view it as if it's in the Baal's Rishus already, and it's not considered right.
It's like a
So again, no, the Zakena only has the Nichsei Miloig. She doesn't have the Kenyan Parish. She doesn't have the Kenyan Guf. The Kenyan Guf, she only has the use of the land. Memela, where's the Etzim land? It's by the what? By the girl already. So Memela is not considered right. So Geshmak, guys. So Rav Huna said the Baal does get it because even Irish. For the Gemara, it's Roy, and for the Gemara, no. Later Rav Huna, it's not Roy. Because since he said and afterwards it goes to so and so, what are you saying? Kilu me achshav. It's by him right now. If it's by him right now, then it's considered muksik. No, Rav Nan does not hold it. No, he doesn't. He doesn't hold it at. Okay. Let's see the Rashbam. 3 lines down where it gets wide. 3 lines down where the Kivin the Amar Basra liyasoi, and after this the Kana should go to my ears. The Hainu lebas, Hainu nami k'meisha Amar miyad ani noisa. I'm giving it to the bas now. Es guf hakarka lebiti. I'm giving the guf of the etzem karka to my daughter. Elishes zakenti toichel peris b'chayaha. As long as the zakenti, my grandmother's alive, she should eat the peris. And then my daughter should take hers. Or anyone who comes to me koicha, es hanachasim. The chashel Rav Huna legabe bas kematnes me'ayoim ulachamisa. It's considered yours today and after that. Pilka chavile zu bas muchzekes b'chayeha. Therefore, it's considered muchzik. Bahani nechasim v'chika yoris bal shapek yoris bim muchzik. He's not getting what Roy. He's getting muchzik. So we have the cheshbon. We have the cheshbon. So this began with Amar Rabba, Mistaber time of the Bnei Ma'arava. It's Mistaber time of the Bnei Ma'arava that Nechasim that went to the Saba is considered Roy and not considered what? Yarshim. In other words, not like Rabbi Lazar answered up, Rav Huna. Mistaber Bnei Ma'arava. The Kodim Sabsa V'Zavna. In other words, guys, if the Zakena only had a Kenyan Paris, could she sell it? But what happens if she does sell it? So it's a raya that what? It's the raya Roy. It's a raya that what? It's a raya that she has a full Kenyan. So that's why Omarava, the start time in the Merava, the Kodim Sabsa V'Zavna, Zvina, and therefore what? Therefore it's considered what? Roy. Omra Papa Hilchasa Eina Bal Noitel Baroy Kim Muchsik. The halacha is like we said, a Baal does not take Baroy Kim Muchsik. Veina Bechor Noitel Baroy Kim Muchsik. The Bechor does not take Baroy Kim Muchsik. Veina Bechor Noitel Pishnayim B'Milva. Bein Shegavu Karka. Bein Shegavu Mois. Like what? Like the Chachamim, right? Who held like Rav Huna in the name of Shmuel, right? Like and the next thing Umilva Sheimai a Bechor that. I didn't do this one though, so we'll do this tomorrow, okay? Okay, very good.